Okay, I meant to pause it before to save time on the video to find it in the book. It's not done alphabetically. So the goose is about vigilance, parenthood, and productive power. So that's your focus in your 7th house with other people, Gemini, with a partner, with partners, with working with the other as opposed to self. And the meaning of it drawn upright is that this card may indicate that you are ready to take on the responsibilities of raising a family or of committing yourself to a long-term partnership. Goose brings creative and productive power and allows you to open to this power. Securing the knowledge that your relationship, family, or working partnership will provide a stable environment to act as a crucible for your creativity. The goose, with its strong attachment to its family and the ability to fly extraordinarily high from one continent to another, shows us that it is possible to be both grounded and spiritual in our daily lives. Very strong, good energy, especially when you're dealing with emotional energies, this lunar eclipse and other people. Now, the other side of goose would be the reverse side, and that would be where your south node is. And the south node is in your 1st house, within yourself. So what are the emotional issues that you are dealing with, Sag? And the first house being about your disposition on an emotional level, your inner nature, your self-image and self-interests, your motivation, your outlook on life, all on an emotional level. It's all about the self. Now, the reverse side of that, which would be the other end of the nodes, is that saying that it's asking you, are you overly concerned about your rights, your possessions, or territory? Perhaps you are too possessive of your partner. While geese tend to mate for life, many humans do not. Staying together may not be in your best interests. If the relationship is meant to last, it will thrive on mutual respect and freedom, not jealousy and possessiveness. Now, this can be any relationship. The ancient Celts kept geese for their eggs rather than their flesh. They knew it was best to keep the goose alive and productive. The lesson for us is that if we want to ensure our productive power, our capacity for creativity, we must look after ourselves. To make sure the goose keeps laying the golden eggs, we must keep the goose alive, well fed, well rested, and well exercised. So that is yourself. You need to keep yourself well fed, well rested, and well exercised. You need to look after yourself as well. You are the goose that's laying the golden egg. It is your 1st house where your south node is as well. So with that said, we're going to go straight into your reading. So we start off here with the High Priestess, something about a choice, using your intuition, trusting your gut feeling about something that you know was hidden. But you have the wisdom of the stars. She has the wisdom of the stars in her head, even though there's a mask there. And just going with the flow. She just seems to be flowing, going with the flow, with whatever time brings through. We don't see the curtain of anything being hidden anymore. So whatever it is, there's clarity here. This outfit she's wearing is see-through. There's clarity. You know, the universe brings this clarity through. We have the High Priestess, which deals with the moon and intuition, and here we have the sun. So the sun in Sagittarius, the south node in Sag, and here's Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn are together at the moment, making the changes that are there. But here we have the sun card number 19, which is a new beginning. It's a 10, 1 plus 9 is 10. Something you've done alone, individually, worked hard on. There's positivity with the sun. It brings in growth. It brings durability. Jupiter and Saturn is something that endures. It takes time. And Jupiter brings the optimism and the growth and the expansion. But here's alignment with the sun now. Finally, the planets will be aligned in the right position to bring about something positive growth. And you had the gut feeling to work with this. And for you, this eclipse in the 7th house, possibly with partners, work partners, home partners, individual partners, any relationship with the other person. And here we have the next card, which is another major arcana about, again, a 7, a sacred choice, some decision that was made to finally combine the two stuck energies that were so opposing, gold and silver, black and white, male and female. These are statues here. These sphinxes are solid, but you get them to somehow move this chariot forward from wherever it is, even though they are by perseverance and diligence, and there's success there, moving forward. And Spirit is saying the same thing. There could be travel as well that comes about. The 6 of Swords is moving forward with the lessons that you've learned, with the conflict you've dealt with. On your own power, she's moving this boat forward in her truth and understanding and being emotionally happy. There's travel here as well. The chariot and the boat signify travel as well. There's a possibility of travel, although with situations the way they are now, it doesn't seem inevitable, but there's movement forward here. 6 is also a karmic number, something that's been there in the past, moving forward towards a new future. You could be dealing with a Cancerian possibly, or somebody that exhibits those energies. It's also somehow saying don't cling to something that you might feel is necessary or brings value, because there's some form of positivity and clarity, but you have the gut instinct to know that. What is hidden and what you're not aware of is the Magician, is that you are manifesting something from behind, something that you thought was an illusion. There is something happening in the background, some form of magic, because you have those skills. Those skills are there for you. There's wisdom gained. He has this grey long hair and he's pretty focused on where he wants to go. And Sag is pretty focused, and here's the one as well, the Sun, and there's some new focus and victory to move forward here in what you've created or manifested. And then the difficulty or the challenge could have been in finances, very possibly, or to get the opportunity to create something that is secure, that has value, that will be long lasting. It could be in a business, the bosses, the partners, or the spouse looking towards creating something. Being quite wise and looking at what happened in the past, but knowing that there's an opportunity now to move forward in a more secure way, in a detailed way, in a tangible way. But somehow there is this sadness or regret about something that is lost, something that you've had to turn your back on, and possibly on an emotional level, because it is cups. It's the only cups that come in here, basically. But we have Cancer, the chariot, as a water sign as well. So maybe having victory of emotions. Yeah, we have water as well in this card. So I want to just clarify where this is for Sagittarius in their 7th house. The emotional changes with regards to other people versus self. So the High Priestess is Three of Pentacles, around negotiations, to create something, a skill, finances, stability, details, using the instincts with the cat to chisel out something in a very practical way, and in fact maybe even teaching or communicating, collaborating with others from your gut, from within. What is the Chariot, the Victory? Oh my word, you really are closing a cycle. That is beautiful. After so much difficulty, the World, 21-3, moving forward with choices that you made on your own. Even though you felt vulnerable, she steps through to something new. With the Sun on her back, yeah, we have something that is pretty fixed here, the same as the Magician. It's also about travel. You might be traveling, and long distance travel with all three these cards here. That the Sun is in, and you might be moving or changing workplace. But this is a victory. This is a victory and moving forward. This is a victory after a long challenge. It is the last card of the Major Arcana. So you've gone from 0 to 23 to get through something that has been challenging and come out victoriously. Vulnerable but victorious, and feeling elated as you step through into a new portal, leaving the past behind and moving forward. What is the Magician? What is hidden? What is the manifestation? What is coming through? Oh, thank goodness. What you've been so worried about, what you've been feeling so negative about, and what has haunted you at night and kept you awake, if it is, whatever it is, it's negative energy, but you did it on your own. It's 9. And also the closing of a cycle. You manifest something from your mind. You've been going round and round in your mind and not being able to sleep, thinking about this, thinking about that, to the point of distraction. With a lot of passion and truth, though. But you have now conquered that. You've manifested this significantly with some change, significant change. And the last card, this sadness, this loss that you've been worrying about, could have been about finances. Yeah, something you were stuck in. Well, I suppose with COVID, we all are. But something that you were stuck in. You couldn't move, you couldn't change, you bound, he's vulnerable, also in nakedness, feeling very vulnerable in the situation you find yourself in. Yin and Yang energies here. We have this mistletoe. Mistletoe is a parasitic plant that sucks the life blood out of something. And here we have this tree here as well. So you're bound to this tree and feel like your lifeblood is actually being sucked out of you. And you're so bound in this card. Your mouth is even closed. You're not able to speak. Your whole world is turned upside down. But here's the scythe coming through to finally just harvest what is in the time of being stuck and not being able to set yourself free. There's a harvest that's been growing in the background, even though you're not aware of it. There is something coming. It's by divine timing, and there's this placement of it coming through now. This is very good for finances because there's a harvest there, and anything to do with finances or business or dealing with the other is very good for longevity and an opportunity that presents itself. One last card, Spirit. There we get the same as the 5 of Cups. Again, what is empty? You've turned your back on something, but in this deck he's actually looking here at what he's been chasing. Possibly finances. The fish is finances. The crocodile is about Saturn in Egyptian mythology as well. and constantly trying to chase something, and feeling this difficulty emotionally, a Five of Cups, and regret. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, but it is a lunar eclipse as well. But the lunar eclipses bring changes in an emotional level, and 5 is change, Cups is emotions. So there is a difficulty in putting this together, but there's a promise of something that comes through. Let me know how this resonates for you, Sage. I wish you all the best, and thank you for your support.